to enlighten you, provide some information of my thoughts and opinions. My disclaimer is I'm not an expert at crypto. I'm not an attorney. I'm not a CPA. I'm a overeducated financial advisor and been involved in the financial services industry for 49 years, soon to be 50 years. And I follow a lot of the things that are going on. Well, some landmark things that have happened recently is on July 1st, Basel III went into effect. Now, what is Basel III? Basel III makes gold, holding gold in banks, a tier one asset as reserves. So I believe that is part of the reason why gold in the last 24 or so months has doubled in price from about $1,700 an ounce to now approaching $3,400, $3,500 an ounce. And it has brought with it silver that was $13, $14, $15 an ounce 2 years ago to right now $35, $36 an ounce. So what does all of that mean in my opinion, in my mind? It means that things are going to change dramatically. You know, the currency that we have is built, the value of our currency is based on debt, on the Federal Reserve's ability to print money and loan it to the federal government in what they do. So they print money from nothing and they buy bonds from the government, and that is what is on their balance sheet. They had about $8 trillion on their balance sheet a few years ago. Now they're about $6 trillion on their balance sheet. And the problem with that is all of these bonds were required over the 20 or so year period where the interest rates were extremely low, even as low as zero. So these bonds are only have coupons of 1, 1.5%, 2, 2.5%. So if the current interest rate is 4.5% on new bonds, your bond, the value of that bond, if you don't hold it to maturity, and bank reserves, they don't count maturity dates. They look at the reserve value on any given day. So as interest rates go up, the value of those bonds go down. That's what happened to the SVB Bank in California and 2 or 3 other banks around that same period of time when the Federal Reserve was raising money. Their bond portfolio is also underwater. The last thing that I read was that they have been in the red, losing money since mid-2023, which was about the time they really started to raise the interest rates in a substantial way. So they're bleeding billions of dollars of losses on a monthly basis. And how does the Federal Reserve save themselves and solve their problem? Well, they print more money. Printing more money, what does that do to our money? It changes the value of our dollars by, and we call it inflation. So that means the value of our dollar goes down. Very simple concept. The more dollars that they print and put into the marketplace, the value of the dollars in the marketplace are reduced. That is what inflation is. So when the Federal Reserve thinks that they can control inflation, the only thing that really fixes inflation, in my opinion, from what I have experienced and what I have seen, is really business growth, growth of the economy. And when Trump was president the last time, there was almost no inflation and we had business growth. And now we got the same thing. They predicted in the beginning of the year when he got elected, all this bad stuff was going to happen. And you know what? None of it has happened. In fact, the market has crossed all-time highs again here in the recent weeks. So things are looking good. And all of the billions and billions of dollars, trillions that are coming to the United States to create companies, infrastructure, businesses, is going to be the biggest boom in American history based on what's going on. This movement to crypto is the beginning of the end of the Federal Reserve. Again, my opinion. If you have not seen the NASARO document, National Economic Security and Reformation Act, you can find that information by searching it online. You can go on YouTube and find Dr. Scott Young, not related in any way. Go to Dr. Scott Young /NASARA, NESARA, and listen to some of Dr. Scott Young's videos. He will give you some in-depth perspective on what is happening. So the Federal Reserve is on the verge of going under completely. So there are things in the move that are going on. This bill that President Trump signed last week, making crypto a central reserve of our currency, is the beginning of the movement away from the Federal Reserve dollars. I believe there will ultimately be dollars created and printed by the U.S. Treasury that is backed by precious metals, gold, and crypto. So that is the possibility of the new money that is coming. I don't want to go into any more detail than that right now today. I just wanted to jump in here, take advantage. I've redone the website, cfo-project.com. There it is going across. Go there, put your name and email address in, and you'll get a copy of my book, cover to cover, electronic download. And the second book is Financial Mastery Coaching, The Blueprint, because it's the beginning of learning how efficient planning works. I don't do goal planning in the typical financial planning way. Although I have all these initials after my name and I've gone through all of their courses, what I realized is all their courses taught me was to get control of your money for them, not for you. There is no real financial education that exists that teaches you how to make money with your money without involving the government, your 401k, and that's a topic for another day. But they have 4 rules. I want all your money, more ongoing, keep forever, give back as little as possible. And those are the 4 rules that the government, the financial world, Wall Street, all live and work by. So the advice that you receive is tainted so that they get control of everything. Go to cfo-project.com, start your journey of education and your journey of knowledge. Liberty without learning is in peril. Learning without liberty is in vain. And that's a quote from President John F. Kennedy, and it's what it is. So personal growth is not optional. You either decide to grow you and gain knowledge, or the world will grow you into what they want you to be, and they will take all of your assets and your wealth and render you dead or dead broke. If you don't want that to happen, start your journey today. You can get my book, cfo-project.com. There's some other information in it that you can access that actually gets you coaching by me. So take advantage of that opportunity. God bless you all. We'll see you again here in a week. These podcasts are done weekly on Wednesdays around 11 o'clock, as close as I can to get to that, but sometimes it's not always possible. So thank you and God bless.